shut it. No, I talked to him last night. He didn't tell me anything. He told me just running a little late. How you doing?
As your creation can show its full beauty. We ask that you be with everybody in Israel, all the hostages, and all here in our country that may think that their thoughts are with you and with them, or maybe without them. But most of all, we ask you bring peace to our country, keep our responders safe, and all those who choose to serve. We ask this in your name, amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, item number 5 this morning is citizens to be heard. Do we have any citizens signed up to speak this morning, Ms. Sweetie? We do not, Okay. Item number 6 is an acknowledgement that the fiscal year 2024 salary orders for the county auditor and all assistant auditors to be in the recorded minutes of the Commissioners Court as required by Local Government Code 152.031B. Denise?
Yes, good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
I'm going to go ahead and just read the order setting compensation. On October 5th, 2023, at 11:30 a.m., pursuant to the Texas Civil Statutes, providing that the salary of the county auditor and assistant county auditors of each county be set by the judges of the 81st and 218th Judicial District. A public hearing was held at the Karnes County District Courtroom after publication of notice of such public hearing as required by law. After opening the meeting for public comments, the undersigned district judges made the following order. Position, salary. County auditor, $91,664.46. First assistant auditor, $48,410.00. Second assistant auditor, $41,200.00. Third assistant auditor, $41,200.00. It is ordered that the annual compensation of the positions listed above or successors in said position shall be compensated per annum as indicated. This order is to take place effective October 1, 2023, and shall continue at the pleasure of the district judges of said district courts. Signed October 5th, 2023, Jennifer Dillingham, 81st Judicial District Judge, Russell Wilson, 218th Judicial District Judge.
Thank you, Denise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 7 will be the acknowledgement for the fiscal year 2024 salary orders for the 81st and 218th District Court reporters to be in the recorded minutes of Commissioners Court as required by Local Government Code. Denise, you want to read that one too?
Order setting compensation of court reporter on October 5th, 2023 at a public hearing held in the district courtroom in Karnes County, Texas. Pursuant to the Local Government Code, the annual salary of the court reporter for the 81st and 218th district courts respectively was set. It is therefore ordered that the annual salary of the 81st and 218th district courts court reporter is set at $117,500.00 effective October 1, 2023. It is further ordered that the Karnes County portion of such salary is set at $12,478.50 effective October 1st, 2023. Signed October 5th, 2023, Russell Wilson, 218th Judicial District Judge, Jennifer Dillingham, 81st Judicial District Judge.
Thank you, Denise. Item number 8. Item number 8, discuss approve disapprove purchase of Tyler Technologies Professional Services Agreement for the Title 4-D Attorney General Billing Configuration and Consulting Project. The cost for this project is $2,610 and is a one-time service, not annual. Denise and Tom?
Yes, so with the recent changes in House Bill 41, we had to make some changes as far as with Odyssey. I did submit the professional service agreement to legal. Ms. Jennifer Tapia did go over it. She did make a suggestion on paragraph 2, compensation to remove the services, remove since services will be remote. I did run that by Odyssey, and what I was told, they went ahead and added under this description of services, no travel expenses, as all work will be completed remotely. This is a one-time service, not annual. So, and it's just something that need to move forward. If you can check on the Schedule 1 description of services, the amount of hours and the rate, with the total contract amount being $2,610.
And Judge in court, Denise came to me with this last year. She's been waiting for Tyler to develop this program. And I would make a recommendation, since it is unforeseen and we finally got it going and she needs it for the child support cases, that we paid out a contingency, which is $100,409,4997. And it's a one-time fee,
Yes.
correct?
Yes, one-time fee.
Denise, what does this do?
It maps our, when Senate Bill 41 came down, Zaffarini's bill, it changed, it repealed many fees. And so it just, the way our fee code is mapped is incorrect for the AG. We were told that the AG could mirror the civil fee codes. Later on, that was not to be. So we have, it's not correct. So as soon as we did all the recommendations that Tyler did advise us to do, we made sure everything prior to 2022 has been taken care of. And so we're waiting. This is something that all 200 and what are we, 54 states?
54.
Yeah, counties have had to, I think March 1st of this year was the first rollout of this, so. And then, so this has to do with mapping, making sure that all our billing, everything is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion, questions from the court?
I'll make the motion to approve item number 8 as presented.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? No?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Okay, item number 9, discuss, approve, disapprove the approval and adoption of the Karnes County Jury Selection Plan as recommended by the 218th Judicial District Judge Russell Wilson and 81st Judicial District Judge Jennifer M. Dillingham.
Yes, for transparency, I would like to read the entire plan, or we can just go over maybe the sections, or if you have any questions.
Do you want to read the whole thing? We
I
have
do,
the-
but will you back me up if my
Yes.
voice goes out?
I
Okay, so just to go back a bit, Section 62.011, the Texas Government Code specifies that any county adopting a plan for the selection of names of persons for jury selection with the aid of electronic and mechanical equipment instead of drawing the names from a jury plan must designate the district clerk as the officer in charge of the selection process and define his or her duties. And so, again, Judge Jennifer Dillingham and Judge Russell Wilson did complete and provide the Karnes County Jury Selection Plan. A plan for the method of selecting jurors by mechanical and electronic means was originally adopted in 1990. It is recommended to the Commissioners Court of Karnes County, Texas, that the following plan for the electronic selection of person for jury selection be adopted in accordance with Chapter 62 of the Texas Government Code. This plan shall supersede any plan previously adopted, shall comply with all rules in place for jury selection, and become effective October 1 of 2023. Number 1, source of names. Pursuant to Section 62.001 Government Code, the source of which names of prospective jurors will be taken will be 1, the names of all persons on the current voter registration list from all the precincts in the county. 2, all names on a current list to be furnished by the Texas Department of Public Safety showing the citizens of Karnes County who hold a valid Texas driver's license and the citizens of the county who hold a valid personal identification card or certificate issued by the department other than persons who are disqualified from jury service. The source of names shall not include those names listed in a register of 1, person exempt from jury service under Government Code 62.108, permanent exemption because of age. 2, persons exempt from jury service under Government Code .109, permanent exemption because of the physical and mental impairment or inability to comprehend English. 3, persons exempt from jury service under Government Code 62.113 because the person is not a citizen of the United States. 4, persons convicted of a felony or misdemeanor theft or under indictment or other legal accusation for misdemeanor theft or felony or residing outside the county or who has been duplicated on the source list as a prospective juror. 2, method. Persons shall be selected for jury service at random with the aid of electronic equipment in a fair, impartial, objective manner from the source of names as specified above. 3, official in charge. The clerk of the District Court of Karnes County is designated as the official to be in charge of the selection process and shall have the duties and authority set forth here within. 4, selection of jurors. The selection of the names of persons for jury service will be made with the aid of electronic equipment. Once the prospective jurors for the year have been loaded into the system by a presiding judge, from time to time shall order the district clerk to summon however many jurors are needed for a particular jury day or week. Upon receipt of instructions from a district judge, judge of the county court at law, the county judge, or a justice of the peace or a designee to select a list of prospective jurors for a certain day or week, the district clerk or the designee will instruct the computer program to summon the number of jurors ordered to be selected. The jurors so selected and qualified may serve interchangeably in all courts of Karnes County. 5, notice to prospective jurors. The judges of the district courts, county court, and justice courts shall provide in a timely manner to the district clerk information regarding the required jury panels for the respective courts, a true and complete written list showing the names and addresses of the persons summoned to begin service on a date specified by the courts shall be printed and kept by the district clerk until said list has been used. The clerk shall summon by first-class mail all persons randomly selected and listed for a particular day or week in a particular court to appear as jurors. Jurors selected under this plan and Government Code 62.0111B may appear in response to a summons by 1, contacting the county officer or a designee responsible for summoning jurors by computer electronic mail, 2, by calling county office or a designee, or 3, by appearing in person. A jury selected under this plan, the county officer or a designee and the court or a designee may provide or exchange information as allowed above to 1, determine disqualifications, 2, determine exemptions, 3, submit requests for postponement or excuses under 62.110, and exchanging information of juror reassignment under 62.016. All costs incident to this plan shall be paid from the appropriate designated fund maintained by the county for paying the cost of jury trials. Additional jurors. If the presiding judge determines that the number of jurors previously selected by any designated date is insufficient, he shall direct the clerk to prepare a supplemental list containing a specified amount to be called for jury service in addition to those previously selected. Such additional persons shall be selected, listed, and summoned in the same manner as those previously selected. Judicial excuses. As provided by Section 62.110 Government Code, a court may hear any reasonable excuse of a prospective juror and release him or her from jury service entirely or until another day of the term. In all cases except a capital murder case, the court's designee may hear any reasonable excuse of a prospective juror, including any claim of an exemption or a lack of qualification, and discharge the juror or release him or her from jury service until a specified day of the term. For the purpose of this jury selection plan, the judges appoint the clerk of the court and the court administrator as their designees in the proper court, A prospective juror may not be excused for an economic reason unless each party of record is present and approves the release of the juror for that reason. Postponed jurors. The clerk of the court in which the jurors are summoned shall hear requests for and grant a postponement if the person summoned has not been granted a postponement within the preceding year. The substitute date shall be within 6 months of the date the person was originally summoned. Reconstitution of the jury source. At a time each year on or before December 31st, the jury source shall be reconstituted from the certified list provided by the Secretary of State under the provisions of the Government Code. Recommendation. It is hereby ordered that this plan for the selection and management of persons for jury service with the aid of electronic and mechanical equipment pursuant to Government Code 62.011 be submitted to the Commissioners Court of Karnes County for approval and entry in the minutes of the court. The plan will become effective October 1, 2023. Ordered on this 13th day, October 2023. Russell Wilson, 218th Judicial District Court. Jennifer Dillingham, 81st Judicial District Court.
Lots of reading.
Any
there.
questions about the plan?
I do have a question. Will
Okay.
will your office, the district clerk's office, now do the summons for my court?
Yes,
Instead of-
we can. Yes, we can do them for the county courts and for the JP courts.
Okay.
I will provide, I am working on a list of requirements, like maybe a 3-week, knowing in advance, having like a 3-week advance. And really, it's just the name of the judge, how many you want, how many prospective jurors you want me to pull, and the date and time. And so you will, like, for instance, if Carol, our county clerk, decides that she wants me to summons the jury for her, I'll provide her a list, and I will even, we will print the list as well, and then hand that over to her. And that will have, when they get the summons, it will have her name, her phone number. Her staff, they will deal with the
Okay.
excuses, exemptions, and all that.
Okay, and then,
And that's also a service that the judges are recommending that we do for the Justice of the Peace offices as well, all four.
and then, by first-class mail, do we send first-class right now?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
that would be an additional expense.
Oh, yes, yeah. It will.
On my last jury trial 3 weeks ago,
Oh, I can't.
I think we summoned 150, and I think I had 30 show up,
Wow.
Yeah.
so.
Judge, may I ask a question? Electronically, how does that work? I mean, y'all have a special computer that you're gonna dump
Right,
everything?
we go into the Secretary of State.
Okay,
And so my deputy, what she'll do is she'll log in the request, the name of the judge, how many.
so,
Typically, we're pulling 500 jury summons.
Per district.
Per district court.
so it is secure.
Oh, yes,
Okay,
yes,
that was my
yes.
main concern.
And I think that what this is also, they're coming, they want one office to utilize the website.
Is this statewide or just?
This is statewide, yes, yes. Actually, and they also had a template that all the counties could use to help them if they chose to use the template to present to Commissioners Court.
Okay.
This last page is yours, huh?
Do you want me to read the proclamation on the last page?
Oh, please, yes, Judge, sorry.
Okay, whereas the district judges of Karnes County had recommended to the Commissioners Court of Karnes County that the herein proposed jury selection plan be officially approved and adopted for Karnes County, Texas, and now therefore it is ordered by the Commissioners Court of Karnes County, Texas, that the proposed jury selection plan is hereby officially approved and adopted to become effective October 1, 2023, in order to be recorded in the official minutes of this court on the 24th day of October 2023. We'll get these signed. Do you have an original or you want me to sign?
You
Use
can
this one.
make yours the original, Judge.
Okay.
Judge.
Before I do that, need a motion to approve.
I'll move
Yes.
that we approve the adoption of the Karnes County Jury Selection Plan as recommended by the 218th Judicial District Judge Russell Wilson and 81st Judicial District Judge Jennifer Dillingham.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item number 10. Thank you, Denise.
Thank
for all
you.
that.
Thank you.
Item number 10 is to discuss, approve, disapprove, reinstate burn ban for Karnes County due to dry conditions. The current burn ban we have in place is up for expiration.
Correct.
And so we need to decide whether or not to reinstate. I believe that it is still extremely dry out there, although some folks have had a few rains. It is still extremely dry. Shelby, you want to talk about it?
Judge, as you just so correctly stated, that the burn ban is fixing to expire. The conditions still warrant dry. The index still is pretty high for dry conditions. And yesterday I sent you a form, I don't know if you got to look at it, but something to consider if we get into a bind.
Commissioner Dupnick did send me a template that he put together yesterday that would allow an individual to burn small piles, potentially trash, but it would have your name, address, the date that you would be burning, the times that you would be burning, and it would have to be extinguished by sunset, and notify the sheriff's office, notify the fire department that you're going to be burning on that day, at that time, at that location. But that's something that we can look at. I know that there's some folks that do really need to burn, whether that be trash or small piles, but yeah.
Basically, I was thinking about the trash. The people that in the rural community don't have a pickup service, it piles up, so we give them the opportunity to burn some of that.
We can look at that. Sometimes whenever we put these burn bans in place, it goes to raining like all get out. So maybe we'll entice it to get to raining.
Judge, I move that we reinstate the burn ban for Karnes County due to dry conditions.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Item number 11, discuss, approve, disapprove, adopting a resolution for the Karnes County Appraisal District Board nomination. Is Tammy in here? Tammy's back there. Okay, on this resolution for the nominating a candidate for the election of the Karnes County Appraisal District Board of Directors for the 2024-2025 term, whereas Karnes County has been notified of the upcoming Karnes County Appraisal District Board of Directors election, and whereas Karnes County is entitled to vote in the Board of Directors election and desire to cast its votes for the person or persons receiving prior nominations in accordance with Section 6.03 of the Texas Property Tax Code. And whereas the Karnes County Commissioners Court desires to continue to promote an emphasis on fair and uniform appraisals and the effective operation of the Karnes County Appraisal District, now it be therefore ordered that the Karnes County Commissioners Court hereby nominates and submits to the Chief Appraiser of Karnes County Appraisal District the name and address of the following candidate and nomination. The name is Sammy Broadway. Address is 111 West Cruz, Karnes City, Texas, 78118. Mailing, P.O. Box 436, Karnes City, Texas, 78118. And before I say passed and approved by a majority vote of the members, I need a motion.
Make a motion to adopt the resolution for the Karnes County Appraisal District Board nomination.
Second.
From Tammy Broadway.
Tammy Broadway.
Okay, all those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? Tammy, you opposed to that? All right. Now therefore be it ordered that passed and approved by a majority vote of the members of the Commissioners Court on the 24th day of October 2023. I will sign and get this to Carol. Okay, item number 12, discuss, approve, disapprove holiday pay. Currently, Karnes County waits 90 days before an employee is eligible to be paid holidays. The court is asked to consider changing this to reflect that employees upon hire will have holiday paid without a waiting period. Bonnie?
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. So as Judge Hedke stated, I am just asking for you all to consider changing what we have right now, which is basically that any new employee, any new hire has to wait 90 days before they get paid any holidays that we are actually off. I know I talked about this last time a few weeks ago as the acknowledgement. I did reach out to the Texas Association of Counties HR consultant, our contact, and she was pretty much shocked and surprised that we did have any kind of waiting period. She's like, why would you do that? I was like, well, I don't know. I think it's just been like that in the past. So definitely wanted to revisit that. Basically what her concept was, which is my way of thinking exactly too, was we're closed. We're not operating for business. So how is it an employee's fault that, you know, they're not coming to work? They didn't take off. They didn't request vacation time or just to be out. The county's closed. We're not operating normal business hours. So just to kind of give you a little bit of a tidbit, any new employees that start, let's say they started yesterday, they start here in the next coming weeks, basically they potentially could not be paid 7.5 days worth of pay because the county will be closed, you know, with upcoming holidays from Columbus Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Martin Luther King Day, et cetera, et cetera. That's a lot for an employee's pocket at no fault of their own. So I'm recommending that y'all, you know, change that to where immediately upon hire, an employee will not get docked for holidays, that the county is closed. And if y'all have any questions, I am happy to entertain them. I also reached out to other counties just, you know, just for the heck of it, seeing, yeah, nobody has a waiting period on paying their employees upon hire.
That's what I was gonna ask you on the other counties. You reached out to several counties?
I reached out to about 3, and none of them, they kind of laughed in all honesty. They're like, why would you all do that? I don't know, but hopefully the court will fix that.
Historically, that's the way we've done it.
I think it's just probably, in all honesty, no fault in anybody's. It's just what's been done, and, you know, it's just gone with the flow of it. But now I'd like to address it and ask for you all to consider changing it to not dock the employees, because it's not their fault. They're not asking for off.
Judge, I move that we approve that the court go ahead and change and reflect that employees upon hire will have without a waiting period.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Second it.
Okay, motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. I'm okay with that.
Thank you.
Talk to those employees.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, item number 13, discuss, approve, disapprove, updating our Tyler 911 CAD system to meet CJIS requirements. This update is required to stay compliant with the state rules and was an unforeseen expense.
This is, when we first started with Tyler in the booking area, when you book somebody in, everything was supposed to, your TRN was supposed to be given to you right there and then. Okay, that didn't work. So now that we got a new machine through the state to get printed, now with this, once this is in place, it's automatically gonna give you your TRN. You don't have to go back and redo the booking, put in all the information for your TRN to be given. It's gonna be given right there and then. Because we were seeing where there was TRNs being assigned like 2 to each individual.
Commissioner Dupnick wants to know what a TRN is.
Yeah.
Your TRN is, if you get arrested and you have a record, your tracking form at the very top has TRN number, and then it has a 9-digit number.
Is that like an inmate number?
Yeah, well, it's gonna be like
Just your
an
number in the
arrest.
system or
Yes,
something like
yes.
that? It's your identification?
For Austin to keep track of your history.
That, and then it generates for, like, if
The
it
courts.
goes to the JPs or if it comes to me, then that
Or
TRN
district.
number in the
Identifies-
district court. it
Okay,
identifies
it's
that
just
person.
like a tracking then.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. So,
I make the motion to approve item number 13 as presented.
Second it.
Okay, motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed to that? Okay, we'll pay that out of the contingency fund.
thank you.
Item number 14, discuss, approve, disapprove annual audits for Justice of the Peace 1, Justice of the Peace 2, Justice of the Peace 3, and Justice of the Peace 4 for fiscal year 2023. Annual audit for Citizens Collection Station for fiscal year 2023. Tom Dupnick.
All right, good morning, Court. All right, so this year, we performed audits as stated in the agenda item of the JPs, and they were very cordial to my staff. And actually, I visited with each of them last week, and I want to thank them for their time going through all our recommendations. So I'm going to give you just an overview of some of the recommendations. Y'all have them listed there by court, what we're recommending. There are two JP offices that don't have safes right now, and I'd recommend we buy them a small safe to safeguard their monies. And we do have one JP office that has a safe, but the combination needs to be recomboed. So I'd like to get a locksmith to do that. That's regarding that. And also, so y'all can understand, the purpose of our in-office visits is just to make sure we have good internal control set up, because we want to make sure that we're able to safeguard the county assets, fixed assets besides cash and so forth. Another recommendation we had on warrant fees, whenever they get paid at the jail, and Sheriff and Chief, correct me if I'm wrong, they receive the cashier's check or money order, and it's inputted in Odyssey, and then that check is then taken to the JP office to be recorded. I understand that warrants lifted at the Sheriff's Department, but in Hill Country, it doesn't show lifted until they physically receive the money. The JP offices do make that deposit. I mean, we can leave that in place as it is, or have the Sheriff's Department make it, since the money is sitting there at Sheriff's Department. I'm fine with either way. The other item we had on here was some of the offices use manual receipts they give to the defendant. Then the office would go in and input that receipt number into Hill Country, which Hill Country will automatically create a next generated receipt number without having to go in and put that number in there. The next item is, and I talked about to the JPs about 6 months ago, the Parks and Wildlife, we were supposed to remit the money back to the state within 10 days of being received in the office. And we can do that. Vi and I have worked now where we can create checks weekly, and I put them on my monthly report that y'all know what's created out of cycle. And the last item that we had on the overall summary is some of the deposits are not being taken to the bank within 5 days. Statutorily, it's calls for 1 day, but it can be extended to 5 days unless, Judge Perzeka mentioned this to me, unless it was extended by court. It was under her assumption that Judge Shaw might have extended it to 15 days, which is the max. In my opinion, I think it's better to get the money out of there as soon as possible. We're not making a lot of interest on it, but it just gets it out of the office, and whatever you guys feel is best for the county. I'm not sure, Carol, if y'all ever found any minutes or anything you did find. Okay, y'all never presented it
Judge
to me.
Perzeka has them, and it has been extended.
Okay, and no one had presented them to me. I asked for them, and so right now it's set at 15 days. Okay, I'd like a copy of those minutes for my records. Okay, and that's on the JPs. On the Citizens Collection side, everything checked out fine. The only thing I would ask, they put a sign up. If someone comes in to, take their trash, if they don't get a receipt, contact the auditor's office. It's just a good control if they don't physically receive a receipt. That way, everything's up. And we did that in Wilson County, and that was recommended by our outside auditors to request contact the auditor's office if there's a receipt not given. But like I said, the JPs were all very cordial. I was very happy with the outcome of everything. We audit their monthly reports, including district and county court. So we look at all the fines and fees, but these office visits are just more so for the internal controls. And we're going to be doing our office, audits for all our offices annually. But that's all I have.
Okay, you have this as an action item
I know, Judge, it probably should be an acknowledgement.
to approve, but,
Yes.
I mean, are you?
And I'm not sure.
Are you making recommendation and
No,
changes in
there's
any of
nothing to
this?
approve. It's
I don't see this needing to be an action item.
Right, that's correct. I agree. It'd be like the ones that Denise did earlier.
But
Any discussion from the commissioners?
Judge, may I? You have a deal where it says that the fees collected are recorded one way, it's mandatory, but then they go into the hill country and they change it. Is there a way that they can
On
do
which
it all
one?
at once when they receive a fine?
Oh, I can't, Shirley, talk louder in the mic.
I'm sorry. You stated in your here somewhere that the fines they're collected are written as a handwritten receipt number.
Yes, sir.
And Hill Country will do the summary? I mean,
Hill
electronic
Country will
one?
create the next number in line. They do record that receipt number in Hill Country. They go in and record that receipt number in Hill Country, and they give the defendant the receipt, the handwritten receipt.
Okay, but I guess that's okay.
And it mirrors, it mirrors the handwritten receipts. It just Hill Country would do it automatically if we ever chose that direction.
All right. And you've got wasn't there something about the treasurer's office was changing the time from the receipts where money would be allocated when you turned into the treasurer? From
No, that
fines?
was just the deposits that y'all said it was agreed to.
Yeah, I know, but I thought there was one thing, there was somebody stated, maybe we met with the JPs, that there was one when she would cut off the date of something.
Well, the government code says it goes to the Treasurer's Department, but it's different here in Karnes County, that each of the offices that handle cash take the money directly to the bank.
Okay.
Yes, you're correct, Judge, there's no, it's just acknowledgement.
And that thing that Judge Shaw had put in, can the local court, can the current court change that, Judge?
You could put it as an agenda item.
But I'm just asking that, if we need
I would
to.
suggest that maybe you talk to your JPs and see how they feel about it before you
Oh,
start.
I know how they feel about it, but I was just asking.
So you're suggesting that we purchase 3 safes?
So I'm sorry?
You're saying on your report is 3 safes that we need to purchase, or 2 and key the third on the safes?
Yeah, I would recommend, we can get prices, I'll bring it back to court.
That needs to be a separate agenda. item.
Yes,
Would that be an unfunded mandate from you, or is it gonna be a mandate? Well, do the JPs have to come out of their budget, or we have to come up some
no, I'm not
other way?
gonna, I don't want to burden their budgets for it because this is unknown to them. I mean, it's just a safeguard of the county assets. And like, you probably get a safe for less than $100, I would assume. But I would bring that back.
And then on JP4, you have a credit card payment was recorded incorrectly in Hill Country software. Your recommendation is use the EasyNet transaction report. Is that something that y'all are familiar with? Is that, I mean, the credit card payment on, is that something that that y'all are all familiar with as far as how to take payment with that? So that's just that's a normal thing. It was just a oops or whatever. I'm just asking if that's something that y'all are familiar with, the process. Y'all are, okay.
Do y'all charge the 3% like everybody else does?
It's the same in my court. With convenience fee, if they pay for it by credit card and then get a $5,000 fine, there's 3% added on top of that for the credit card. Any other discussion from the court? Okay, item number 15, move to the consent agenda. We have reports from our Constable Precinct 1, our Constable Precinct 4. We have our EMS and our Road and Bridge report. Also, In that consent agenda are two budget amendments. Budget Amendment 2024-01 in the amount of $224,090, Fund 200, Road and Bridge. And Budget Amendment 2024-02, $7,500, that's Fund 100, District Clerk. I think the 22490 is for the Road and Bridge Commissioners. Maybe y'all know this, but I think that's for the fuel tanks. Is that correct?
I think so.
Under what?
The budget amendment, the
Yes.
22490?
Yes, sir.
224,090, that's for the fuel storage tanks for Road and Bridge.
Okay.
The District Clerk's Fund 100, 7,500 is for copy machine.
I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, any other discussion from the court? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed to the consent agenda? Item number 16, do we need to pull anything from consent agenda act? No. Item number 17, we'll move to our updates from our commissioners, starting precinct 1.
The emergency management side, I worked on the burn ban amendment, the template. I also went and worked, drove roads, County Road 125, where it's been, they were putting the second course on it yesterday about 5:30. So hopefully that road will be completed hopefully it's all seal coated today. And then south of the county, County Road 140, 141, and 142, they have had at least one coat of rock put on the roads. And we was after them trying to beat the rain. Other than that, Friday I go to Camino Real. That's all I have, Judge.
Thank you, Commissioner Precinct 3.
Answered calls and about some potholes, reported it to Road and Bridge. They went and took care of that, or they went and looked at it yesterday. They haven't got back with me, but I'm sure they're gonna take care of that. Been back and forth to the auditor's office, taking a look at that, meeting with the guys there, Caesar's guys. And that was another, oh yeah, the issue on, not an issue, but I've been meeting with the folks out there in Gillette for that cemetery. That's about it.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner Precinct 4.
I met with the local Runge ISD superintendent, just visited with him, kind of catch up on what they are doing there out there. Everything seems to be going really well there. I worked with the mayor of Runge there on an MOU that I've been working on, and so we've about got that wrapped up. And also field of calls from constituents about additional projects that concerns that they have that they would like to see done. So I'll be working on those.
Okay, thank you. Item number 18, we have our reports from our auditor and treasurer this morning.
All right, Court. So as of the end of September, there will still be some tweaks on the report because we will be getting one more sales tax next month, which is for September. But at the end of September, we're actually $9,725,524 to the plus with our general fund based on revenue, what we brought in, actual revenue and actually expenses. And the majority of that has to do with sales tax increase, our interest in the oil leases. So we finished the year very well. Our departments, and I compliment them every month how well they are good stewards of their budgets that y'all have given to them. The other item on my monthly report before we get to investment, there are a couple other items. On the last page of it, it shows the non-court bills. So the non-court bills, as I said, is always our payroll. We had 3 payrolls in September. Our IRS payments, fines and fees, our GO payments, utilities, and other items such as jury cash. And we had to pay United Healthcare last month for that first premium in October. So the total of that is $10,321,195.24. And the last item on Road and Bridge, see, we're on a modified accrual system, which means when that revenue is identified, we can show it as revenue in our books. So I talked to Mr. Geisler. He's doing some more billings with CTIF, which will be billed through the end of September within the next couple of weeks. And that revenue will be able to be recognized in our books for last fiscal year. And that would pretty much put Road and Bridge out of break even, I believe, for the year after we get the rest of the revenues booked. But we did finish the year out good again. Our investments at the end of September, we were at $80,253,379.93. We started the month at $83,715,657, but towards this time of the year, we don't have the tax collections and so forth, so we always have to dip into our investments a little bit. But the market is still doing very well for us. And like I said, I'm pleased with all the department heads, how well they're doing with their budgets and so forth.
Questions for Tom? Okay. Sylvia, you going to present for Vi?
Good morning.
Good morning.
The balance for August 31st is $85,734,244.31. The receipts taken in September was $16,621,895.01. Disbursements was $20,147,780.66, and the balance for September 30th, 2023 is $82,208,358.66.
Down to 82 million. On item 19, Commissioner Dupnick has made a motion to approve the treasurer's report. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? Okay, item number 20, acknowledgement and discussion of personnel changes. That's all departments and changes. We do have, currently hiring the tax assessor collector's office, a deputy clerk, one full-time, and I have possibly one part-time. Road and Bridge Department has a maintenance tech 3 position open. Obviously, we're hiring sheriff patrol deputies. How many are we down right now?
We hired one yesterday, and we're working on 3 more yet. So we're hoping to get 4 this month.
Okay. Item number 21, payment of bills.
Okay, Court, I sent the bill list out last Friday, so the total was $704,611, of which the general fund was $324,306.51, and the road and bridge was about $350,000 of that. There was one bill that was submitted to my office. My cutoff is on Wednesdays at noon. We inputted it Thursday, and we identified that it couldn't be input in the system because Mr. Geisler uses project codes, which is very good for him keeping up with this information for a 2023 project for one of our contractors. Well, the project ended up flowing into this year. So being new to the project accounting system for them, they changed the date to 2023 instead of a start date, instead of extending the ending date into 2024 since the project's not done. We cut off our purchase orders, at the end of September and cut off bills next week. But I understand Monica just didn't know to extend that project date into 2024. So I'm making a recommendation that we do include this bill for ABN. And I have it here, y'all can look at it, for $61,174.46. It was retainage for 3 CTIF roads. And it is due to the contractor, and it was turned in timely. It's just we couldn't input it because of our checks and balances in the system. The system won't let us put in if it has wrong dates and so forth.
Judge, I also would like to make a statement about the sheriff's office department. They had a sheriff's office, will Dwayne here? All right, well, anyway, Robert, you're here. They had an inmate that had a substantial bill to Mission Trail Hospital. I believe it was like $500,000 or so. And there's Irma at the sheriff's office worked her tail off trying to get this thing, and she finally got it down to what, $2,300?
Yes, sir.
Is that for the baby? Which one was that? Oh,
And then, the baby part, the other one.
Yeah.
We had about 12 of them, but there's one on there for 67,000, that's the one that's Mission Trail. And we had one for $574,000.
was that
We
the,
reduced that one to 2,300.
that was the Geo one?
I'm not sure on that, Judge, but it's in that mix, but
But it was quite a bit of money that she saved the county, and I think she needs to be commended, as well as the sheriff's office, for working, trying to get that bill down.
Absolutely.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
save the taxpayers.
Yes.
Lots of money.
And the cutoff on our bills is next Tuesday, the 31st, for anything that pertains to 2023. After that, it will be charged to this year's budget. So on the bills, if y'all add the ABM bill right there, I have on the,
Is the ABN included in the proposed payment of bills?
is ABM what, sir?
Is this ABN bill?
That is not, that's not in the bills, that would be,
Okay.
yes, sir, if y'all did change that, it would change the grand total of the bills to $765,785.46, and that's straight retainage for those three invoices. And once again, Monica was out Thursday, so Mr. Geisler couldn't make the change back in the system to correct that project, because I asked him to do it on Thursday, and Friday, we had already ran our reports for y'all.
I make the motion to approve paying the bills with the change that total the ending balance to $765,785.46.
I'll second.
Okay, motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Item number 22, acknowledge Commissioners Court will meet on November 14th, 2023, 9 o'clock in the morning in the Karnes County Historic Courtroom right here at 101 North Pan Maria Avenue, Suite 200, Karnes City, Texas 78118. Item number 23, we need a motion to adjourn and go to
I'll
work.
make it.
Okay.
Second.
Second.